What's up, everybody? It's your girl KayKay and welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another video and welcome back to episode 3. I'm excited about this video. I'm really not about to make it long, but this is like the core of my journey type thing on how I got pregnant. How it was possible. You know, if you watched my other video, PCOS, make sure you watch that first, then you understand why I'm saying that. Alright, before I get into this video, you already know what to do. Subscribe, like this video, comment down below if this helped you in any type of way or anything. Share this video and also hit that notification bell so as soon as I drop a video, you know, especially for this season, because it's gonna be crazy. So yeah, let's get right into the video. All right, so after the whole knowing that I have PCOS, now it's in my head to know what can I do about it, because I need a baby. You know what I mean? So it really did start by, I was at work one day and there was a relief staff that came in and she was like, oh, like she was talking about like hard for her, like her sister, it was hard for her sister to get pregnant, and I'm like, yeah, you know, that's me too, like I have PCOS. And she's like, oh wow, you know, my sister had it too. And then after I was like, oh really? She's like, yeah, you know, she has 2 kids. So I'm like, oh, what did she do? So she's basically telling me she went to fertility clinic, right? So as soon as me hear fertility, all I seen was money. Okay? So then she's telling me, oh, like you have to get referred by your doctor, and she did some injection or something and she got pregnant that way, and then when her child was born 2 months later she got pregnant again on her own. So I'm like, okay, minus the get pregnant again part right away, but I was like, okay. So I said, all right, I'm gonna call my doctor, book an appointment. So I booked an appointment with my doctor, and you know, I was like, oh, like, no, I want to get pregnant. Because he knew, like, I wanted to get pregnant. Like, he was giving me pills and all of these stuff, but none of these stuff were working. So I was like, you know, I want to get a referral to a fertility clinic. You know, see what it is, what it's about. Like, you know what I mean? You don't know unless you try, right? So he gave me a referral, and then they called me. Where I went to, they're called Astra Fertility. Probably heard of it before. Well, I mean, if you heard of it before, you know what I mean. So that's who I got referred to. So my first appointment, I had to, let me say appointment, but yeah, I guess appointment. I had to meet with the doctor that's there, because obviously you need to do a consultation to know what's going on. I ask you a bunch of questions and everything like that. So I went there, you know, I met him and I was talking to him, and he's asking me all these questions like, you know, when last do you have intercourse, how much time do you have intercourse, and like how long have you been trying, and all these questions, and like talking about my period, how is my period, regular, and you know, that's why I told him I have PCOS. So he's like, you know, he's dealt with a lot of people that have PCOS and stuff like that. So I'm like, okay, cool. So basically after that, I was told by the nurse that the next time I have my cycle, my first cycle, which means like my first consistent flow of 12 hours of my period for 12 hours straight, like when it's flowing like that, to get them a call. So you have to call on day 1. If you don't get them, you have to leave a message saying your name, saying that it's day 1 of your cycle, and your phone number, right? And they were really good at calling back. So called back, and because on your 3rd day you need to come in. So I was like, okay, so I booked an appointment to come in, and they draw my blood. Let me just say, it's really hard to find my blood, like to draw blood from my arms. And I used to get joke up so much times, and there's no blood coming out because people are just trying. You know what I mean? So they normally have to get it from either here or my wrist here. And that hurts way more. Okay? So there was this nurse though, like a tiny nurse, and she got it every single time. Like, she just knew me. She just like, I know where to go. Only person that's ever can draw my blood just like that. But anyway, so you have to draw your blood. And you have to draw your blood the first time. And because my first time doing everything, they test you for a whole bunch of stuff. HIV, all types of disease, all of them stuff like them test you for a lot of stuff. Okay, test you for all of those things, and then they draw my blood, and then I do a 3D ultrasound, which is like an internal ultrasound where it's not the one they put on your belly, it's the one that they insert into your vajayjay. Okay, so I do that so they can, you know, see what they're working with type thing. And then I'm really not trying to, I'm trying to give as much information, but I'm not trying to make it as long because it's very long, to be honest. So what do you call it? So yeah, so I did that for the first time, you know, and they called me back, and they basically said that I need to do a sonogram, right? So a sonogram, initially what it is and what it does is it's like an internal what do you call it? An internal I just said the word before. An internal ultrasound. The internal ultrasound, but like it's just much different. So basically what they're doing is they're going inside and they're really searching, like they're checking my fallopian tubes, they're checking my ovaries, they're checking my uterus, my lining, everything, to see what is the issue, why I can't get pregnant. Right? So they need to know that first, because it's like, if there's no issue, then they can move and do this. If there is an issue, then they gotta go to this path. If there's something like this, you gotta go to this path. So you have to get a sonogram done in order to figure out what is the best possible path for you to go on, right? Let me say that sonogram, it hurts. It hurts.
That sonogram, it hurts. It hurts. It
hurts, okay? Like I even had to do, when I did it, let me just explain to you, okay? So so it's a tubral assessment. So this can be done by doing a sonogram, what they call a sono. It's recommended that you take 2 Advils, okay, or ibuprofen, 1 hour before your test. And some patients experience mild to moderate cramping. May experience a whole lot of cramping. I'm gonna take 2 pills.
may experience a whole lot of cramping. I'm gonna take 2 pills.
A lot of cramping, okay? So, and the one thing is, this is where my first fee had come in with fertility. Was this test was $100 and not covered. So you gotta pay that $100 out of pocket. So fee is $100, which is payable prior to the date of your test. And I had to go to the Mississauga location to do that test, right? So I'm like, okay, $100 so far, no problem, you know. I want to know, at the end of the day, I want to know what's going on. Whether it works or not, I want to know what the issue is in my body, you know what I mean? Other than having PCOS, what else, you know? So also, me doing all of these tests meant Jermaine had to do a test as well. So he had to do the sperm test. So this can be done at any location. You'll need to book an appointment through reception prior to the date. Ensure that you have picked the sperm collection kit up from reception and follow the instructions. So plain and simple, you have to make sure it wasn't him is the problem. So he had to Ejaculate in a cup.
Ejaculate in a cup.
And then hold it to body temperature, and then within the hour I had to deliver it off to the clinic in Mississauga. So yeah. Yeah, Jermaine definitely had to do something too. But you know, it's alright, it's all good, you know, it is what it is. It is for what we want it to be for. So basically, what happens with the cycle is ovulation function cycle monitoring. So that's what they do. So this consists of having blood work and ultrasound at each visit, which, you know, I said, which will check your follicle growth and hormone levels. You will meet with a nurse on your first visit, and you'll have approximately 5 to 7 visits over the next 3 weeks. All right, because they want to check your whole cycle, right? When ovulation is detected, you will be requested to return to the clinic 1 week later for final blood work and 3D ultrasound. You will be advised by the nurse when to book this date, and then saying weekend, holidays, you know, whatever you go to Mississauga, right? So that's what basically what happened is they were just basically checking my cycle for the whole month and see how it is. So I was basically going there every 3 days. I had to go, even if I was on my period or not. I had to go for every 3 days, and they took my blood work. They did an ultrasound. They did an internal ultrasound every single time that I went there, right? And then I didn't get my period, so they wanted my period to come quick. So they gave me these pills, which that's the next thing I had to pay for. I believe it was like $20, and I had to take those pills, and those were what do you call it? 2 pills every day for 5 days, right? And that would bring on my period because they wanted a new cycle from me so they can see, okay, when is a good time, you know what I mean? Then I had to buy the needle, okay? I had to buy the needle, and I had to buy this next type of pill. And I don't remember how much the needle is, I swear I don't. But altogether, I know with it, like, but anyways, okay, we'll talk about that after. So my results came back from my sonogram, and they basically said there's nothing wrong with my fallopian tubes, there's nothing wrong with my ovaries, nothing wrong with my uterus, anything like that. It's just catching the time when the egg comes because of PCOS. So it's just a matter of fact of catching that egg when it releases. So we needed to catch that egg. So I was happy with that, you know what I mean? So I didn't have to go like an expensive route like IVF or IUI or anything like that, which I would have considered if I had to, you know what I mean? But I didn't have to, which, you know, I was happy about. And so then after, what do you call it? So then I went, so I kept going every 3 days, okay? So it's something that's like, if they're in your cycle, they want to make sure. So I think I was on my second cycle before they decided, like, okay, you know what I mean? Like, it's time, kind of thing. So I know I bought, like, this next pill that I had to take. And then, so the needle, now that I bought, they said don't use it until they let me know when to use it. So I said, alright. So I said, hold on. So the needle I have to give to myself, or are you guys gonna do it? So I know you have to do it at home myself. Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. No problem.
Me. So anyway, so you know they're tracking my cycle. Probably, yeah, this is on to the 2nd month now. So 1 month was all cycle monitoring and everything like that, and then after I kept going, so they can check to see like when my follicles are growing for the point that like it can attach an egg, and when my egg is coming down. So they finally seen that one time that I went to Mississauga, and they seen it, and then the nurse was like, it's time. And I was like, what? Time for what? And she's like, you know, you have a great chance right now. Your follicles are like growing, and they're perfect right now. And you have an egg. Your egg is coming, so I was so excited. Sorry. I was so excited. Sorry. So then she's like, okay, so 8 o'clock today, 8 o'clock p.m., you need to take the shot, okay? And within 36 hours of that, you need to be having sex. You need to be having intercourse.
Sex. Need to be having intercourse.
For the older people. So you need to be having intercourse, right? So I said, okay. So Mike, in my head, I said, there's no way I'm giving myself a shot. Nope. I said, Jermaine's gonna have to do that. So I told Jermaine already that, like, that's your part right there. You gotta do that. And he's like, all right. So it was a Saturday, and I was home, and I'm looking at the time. I'm like, okay, 8 o'clock. You know what I mean? So then this man's working. So I'm like, yo, you're not coming home? You're not coming home? You're not coming home? You're not coming home? Hello? You're not coming home? He's like, he's not going to be able to make it. And I said, and at this point in time, I never told my mom, so it's not like I could call my mom and say, Mom, come over and give me a shot. You know what I mean? So, long story short, I was home by myself, and it was legit 2 minutes to 8 o'clock. And I'm there trying to practice with myself. So it's basically, just pretend this is my my stomach. You're supposed to like pinch the side of your stomach. Pretend like this is my stomach, okay? You have to pinch the side of your stomach around your belly button area. Pinch it, and then take the syringe and make sure you squirt out, and make sure there's no air in there. First of all, you should know that. You take the needle and you just, so you see a little bit of the fluid coming out. Take it and then pinch the area like of your stomach, and then insert, take it out. All right? I said it took me a long time. I feel like I did that at 8:01 because I was crying. I said, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. Oh, when people like give me needles and stuff, I have to look away. And at this point, I can't look away because I need to know where I'm going. So I'm like, whatever, I just bossed up. And I said, you mean you want this baby? Do you want this baby? Do you want this baby? If you want this baby, you're going to do it. So I just have to, I have to hype myself up. And I just did it. I'm like, one time. And then, wipe off the area and stuff like that. Oh, wipe it off before and after. I'm like, all right, cool. So then I'm like, all right. So then I had somewhere to go. And then Jermaine came home. And, like, legit, I got home at probably 11:30 or something. I'm like, dang it. I can't waste this day. It has to happen. So I'm like, Jermaine. Too much information. Sorry, Mom, if you're watching this. I'm like, Jermaine. And he's like, I'm tired. I said, no, we got to do this. We got to do this right now. Right now. Okay? Right now. And he's like, I'm so tired. I said, right now. I'm not smelling that bug. Anyways, long story short, did it happen? Next day, I don't think it happened, but it happened in the morning the next day. And yada, right?
Yada. Sorry.
So, yeah. So that happened. So then it was like, okay, the waiting period. The waiting period is what killed me the most. Oh! Like, I could not, guys. Sorry about that. So just talking about, the journey. So there was the waiting period, and then you had to go back 2 weeks later after giving myself a shot. So 2 weeks exactly to take a blood test, and then to see if you're pregnant. And then 3 days later after that, like if you are pregnant, you take another blood test to make sure that everything's stuck and it's still there. When I say it's still there, as in like the egg and the sperm fertilized, and it's planted in my uterus lining. That's what I meant. So before I get there, I have a huge plot twist for you guys that you probably didn't see that's coming. I see a lot of people saying congratulations and everything like that and blah, blah, blah. And I appreciate that. But I am not pregnant. I'm not pregnant
Not pregnant. I'm not pregnant right now.
I'm not pregnant right now. No, I'm not. But I was pregnant. So this is all my journey. When I was pregnant and I had my beautiful child. So this is me introducing my child to the world for the ones that don't know. So this is a whole journey about it. So I had to start from the beginning, and then I have to just go through the steps of everything and then the introduction. So I know, sorry for the ones that said, you know, congratulations on you did this and this and this and this, and even some people that knew said, oh, baby number 2. No, I'm not pregnant. I'm not pregnant. But I'm just sharing my journey on how I got pregnant. Hopefully it helps out someone else that's trying to get pregnant as well. So since I got that out the way, I can tell you that I found out I was pregnant on Christmas Day. Okay, I'm not gonna tell you which Christmas yet. It's coming. But I decided that I wanted to, because it was right around Christmas time, and I was like, I want to get pregnant. You know what I mean? Like, I want to be pregnant, and the best thing to know if I was pregnant is on Christmas. Like, who wouldn't want that? Because I had to go, I think, like 2 days later to check at the clinic. So I'm like, let's just buy a pregnancy test. So I didn't tell nobody. I didn't tell Jermaine. I didn't tell Jermaine or anything like that. So I bought a pregnancy test, and I waited for like 12:01, 12 or something. Actually, after 12, because my mom did come and drop off presents. I think at like 12:30 or something like that. So I said, you know what? I'm up. They say the morning pee is the best pee. So I went in, and I will be inserting the clip of me finding out. Of me seeing that pregnancy test have a faint line. Like, I have never been so happy for a faint line in my life. I was so happy. So I'm definitely gonna I don't know if this is or not. I see the faint line. Guys, there is a faint line. I am pregnant. But it doesn't feel real until I go to the doctor. But I'm gonna show you. They say faint line. Doesn't matter how faint or dark the lines are. And then this is that test. Do you see the line? That video. Please don't mind the way I looked. Don't mind the way I looked at all. So I found out that I was pregnant, right? And then I went to the clinic to do the blood test. I did the blood test, and then that was like 3 days later, so I think the 28th. 3 days, yeah, so the 28th was my time, my 2 weeks, 2 weeks. And then they called me back. I went in the morning, and they called me back, and she's like, yes, I would like to say that you're pregnant. And like, even though I knew, but the fact that it was like confirmation. You don't even understand how happy I was. Like, nothing else, nothing can ruin my day. You know what I mean? And I got that, and I told you, man, I'm like, I'm pregnant. And he's like, I already know you're pregnant. And I'm like, I know, but this is like confirmation from nurses and doctors and all of them people. You know what I mean? Like blood tests. So then they said I had to come back in 3 days, which was December 31st. And I went back because they want to make sure like it's not a false positive. So did another blood test. So like I said, let me just say, with that blood test, I don't know what the lady did to my arm, but there's a big old hole in my arm after she took my blood, and it hurt. It never hurt like that ever before. So I don't know what she did, but yeah. So she did the next one, and then they called me again, saying yes, you know, you're still pregnant. Da, 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 da. Like, you know, understand? Like, it's an amazing feeling. Okay. So I hope you guys really enjoyed. I hope you learned something. If there is something that you wanted to learn about fertility, please let me know. Hit me up. I'm here for the questions. I'm here for the research. You know what I mean? And stay tuned for episode 4 of me actually telling, like, Jermaine and my mom and Krishanda, my best friend, of course, and see how their reaction is to it. So, you know, I want to bring them along for that video, and so you guys can just see how they felt in that moment, in that time type thing. Okay, so guys, thank you again. Please don't be mad at me, but I had to make this juicy of an introduction of my child. Okay, so, peace.